Women go to restaurants and lose their goddamn mind. They got to order from that expensive side of the menu. The side with the steak and the lobster. And the Dom Perignon guys like to give them that little warning too, huh? Ooh. Honey, you understand that's the fucking side of the menu. You understand that? It's steak, lobster, and dick. It is a combination. If a nigga really wanted to rape me, what can I really do? Be honest. Like, if you get past my scuffle, that's it. I got to take one for the team. That's all I got. If you get past my scuffle, hey, get the fuck off, nigga. Nigga, ladies, you got to start taking some responsibility for your own miserable life. If you're over 25 years old, you still walking around here talking about niggas ain't shit. Bitch, you need to grow the fuck up with your irresponsible ass. What you meant to say was all the niggas you fuck with ain't shit. That's right. You need to figure out what it is about your pussy that keep attracting ain't shit niggas. Might be ain't shit pussy. Imagine if Michael Jackson was from the project. What if Michael Jackson was a pimp? Should be him and Tito be riding around in the Cadillac and shit. Slow down, Tito. Slow down, Tito. Damn. Is that my hobo that's sitting on the couch? Her? Let me out. Come here, girl. I said, come here, girl, with my money. How much you got, Micah? I'm sorry. All I got is $100 bill. Girl, you've been out here all day, and all you got is the $100 bill. Keep it in the closet. I think Michael's on crack. I bet you Michael's at home. Mike is like, only white folks were shocked when they saw that tape. Police whooping black folks in the black community ain't no new shit. When I saw that, I thought it was a fucking new Timex commercial. I didn't know what the fuck it was. But that's all right. Because the brother getting paid, he getting $1 million for every blow. $50 to $6 million. I'm looking to get fucked up. I'm doing 300 miles an hour in a Volkswagen yelling out the window. Fuck the police. Fuck all your bad trade, motherfuckers. Come over here, whip my ass. Give me my case. The issue was not whether Lorena Bobbitt did what her husband claimed she did. The facts about the act were evident. She cut his dick off, drove down the highway, and threw it out the window. Carl Overham, want you to proceed down on the freeway. See if he can't locate a dick. She obviously got 20/20 vision. She found a little thing that was very difficult to find. So, Los Angeles Police Department is actively searching for Mr. Simpson. You know who the real victim is? Ike Turner. Because Ike was the king of the Wolverbeater. So OJ took his title. Don't nobody give a fuck about OJ and all that old punk ass shit. Niggas just want to know, when is the next riot? Fuck that. We, the jury, find the defendant. Warrantal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder. I want Johnny Cochran in my corner. He was like a magician. If it don't fit, you must acquit. And so I actually heard white people say that they were so upset and angry with the verdict that they couldn't sleep. Well, you know, black people have had it, man, for 400 years. Every prison is filled with niggas, just overcrowded with niggas. One motherfucker gets away. Hey, we got to take a look at the justice system. It's not working. Middle, what did that have to do with lesbians? Is that because they can get married now? Finally, they can adopt a kid, so technically one of them's a mom. Or are they both moms? I don't know how it fucking works. Oh, God, am I in trouble now? I don't know. It's a new world. Oh, there we go. That's what I have, a live podcast. All the questions are answered. That would have bugged me for a whole week. What did that mean?
All right, last thing here.
Overrated. No, that's overrated. Today's hot moms. It's the same thing. I appreciate all this. I appreciate all the self-care. But would it kill some of these women to do some mom things once in a while when it's not convenient for the camera? Maybe it's because I was born in 81, but I remember moms putting their family first. Glad you're getting in some yoga, but could you maybe teach your kids a little something about anything in your spare time, for Christ's sake? There we go. If that attention is going towards themselves, that it ain't going towards their kids. Yeah, it's a weird fucking time. You know what? Actually, the last thing I'll say here is have you noticed, like, when you watch, like, YouTube videos of kids falling down? I don't know why I got on that thing, but I'm watching it. It used to be, like, accidental. You know what I mean? Like, oh, my kid was sitting there laughing and then fell off the chair, was okay, or whatever. And it becomes like a funny thing, like a kid falling down. But now I've noticed, like, when you watch them, because they know they're going to get big hits, there's plenty of time for the parent to get over there. The kid's walking towards a hot stove. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Touch it, touch it. What are you doing? That gets a little creepy. All right, well, that was the live podcast. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Go yourselves. We'll see you on the other one. Thank you to Andrew for setting up all of this stuff. And thank you to Dynasty Typewriter for the wonderful space. I'll be in back signing posters, taking pictures, kissing babies, whatever. Thank you. Good night, Dan. Dad, to watch my kids by myself. I'm not. But I understand that I'm man enough to own up to that. The reason why I don't have the patience that women have, your patience is unbelievable. You guys can beat a kid. Go back to reading a book. Then you can go smile, get on the phone. I can't do that. I really get upset. I try to be nice. I try to start off nice when I'm trying to discipline my kids or tell them what to do. Hey, no, don't. Hey, come here, get off. Hey, no, look at me. No, hey, put the thing. Hey, no, hey, come here because you're not. Hey, mother. But I'll punch in the guy. Please. My kids press my buttons. Kids make you angry. Kids can make you angry. I don't know why, my son. I'm going to tell you what my son does. It makes me laugh. My son get mad. He throw a temper. This is my son throwing a temper. It's the stupidest thing I've ever in my life. I don't know what it means, but it scares me. All right. It's scary. I got scared. One day I thumped him. Stop. I threw his equilibrium off. He didn't know what to do. My daughter's a different ballgame though. I don't know why, man. My daughter got me wrapped around her finger. She's spoiled. I spoil her on purpose. I'm supposed to. I'm dad. Crazy thing though. She knows she got me wrapped around her finger. Like she know how to play me and her mom against each other. It's amazing to me. Like the other day she came into the room. She hit me with a soft voice. She was like, Dad, can I have a cookie? I was like, yeah, baby, come on. Let's go get a cookie. I grabbed my daughter's hand. I started walking towards the kitchen to get a cookie. Out of nowhere, all I heard was this, don't give her no cookie. It scared me. I didn't know what to do. I just stopped.
I stayed still because I didn't know who said it. I was like, Jesus, why would you say that she can have a cookie? I'm going to tell you how smart my daughter is.
My daughter's so smart. She didn't fall out. She didn't have a tantrum. My daughter looked at me. She was like, Dad, I thought you was the man of the house. When she said that, I didn't know what to do. So I got mad. I snapped. I was like, what do you mean she can't have no damn cookie? Well, why would you buy the cookies if can't nobody have a cookie? Shutting the whole cookie operation down. That's what I did. You know how I shut it down? I got the cookies, got a ladder, put the cookies on top of the refrigerator, then I hid the ladder. Reason why I need the ladder, because we're small. In my house, you need a ladder to get to everything. Don't judge me, sir, just because your arms are longer than mine. I'm a human. Yeah. What else makes me laugh about my daughter, man? My daughter, she got friends. Now she at the age where she got other friends. 4 or 5-year-old girls running around the house. I babysit them. I watch them by myself. I don't mind. It's a lot of pressure, though, watching other people's kids. A lot of pressure. Yeah, there's nothing worse than giving somebody back their baby. Messed up. You ever get somebody back their baby in a condition that they didn't give you that? They didn't give you the baby in. I'm talking about to the point where you got to explain something to them before they see their baby. Hey, wait, real quick. Before you see your baby had 2 eyes, right? Okay.
All right.
Long story short, gas went off in the kitchen, blew your baby face off.
No.
Everybody else ran except your baby. Y'all don't run in your house.
Oh no, that's my thing.
I do panic too much when it comes to dealing with my kids. I'm not going to lie. I make mistakes. I'm not the best parent in the world. I forgot to feed my kids one time. I'm being honest. I don't like to lie. I'm going to tell you why. PlayStation 3 just came out, right? I'm watching my kids, but I'm playing the game. They crying all day. So in my mind, I'm like, they got attitudes. They cop you spoiled. They got attitudes. I'm not going to deal with this stuff all day. So my lady came home. She was like, why they crying? I was like, because they spoiled and they got attitudes. That's why they cry. She's like, what did they eat? I was like, they want to eat. But they didn't say nothing when they eat. They just, my son. Anybody who's like, yeah, I've had 4 kids. I haven't changed at all. And you're like, oh, you're super unstable. That's good to know. They don't have to be huge changes, but you know, you kind of evaluate your life and you make a change. Me personally, I'm very proud of what I changed. I realized when I had kids, I had no time, no energy. I need to edit something out of my life. You know what I edited out of my life? Arguing with everyone. Every friend, every family member, I just don't engage. As soon as it starts, I flip it on them. Okay, so as soon as I'm arguing with somebody and they're like, yeah, I don't really agree with you, I go, yep, I'm on your side now. And they're like, what? I go, as soon as you spoke, I came around and joined you. That's how little I want to talk to you. I'm free. Feels great now. Not everybody likes it. I'll tell you, my own mother is not a fan. She lives for arguing. There are some people built like that. She lives for combative things. She wants to just fucking stab to his turn. She loves it. She's also a dream crusher, which is my least favorite quality in a human being. You know, a dream crusher. The person who, no matter what you say you want to do or try, they're like, not you. And they're like, it's good to have you around. Yes, they'll stay with you, right? Like, I bet you me just bringing it up brings it to your own memory. That's how powerful they are. I remember. I do remember telling her, I was like, I'm in LA to do stand-up. This is years ago. I say it to her. I'm in LA to do stand-up. Hers was, you should go to the post office. I was so naive. I was like, they do stand-up shows at the post office. And she goes, no, to work. I was like, oh, no. Stand up would be the word. And she goes, I understand. I was like, wait a minute. Am I telling you my dream? And then you're saying, go be a mailman. And she was like, Jay, okay, now I do all right. You know, I make a good living. She knows about it. Obviously, she hits me up for shit constantly, but I still get to have some fun. Like, you know, I met my mother just a few weeks ago for her 75th birthday, a book of fucking stamps. And I put a little note in there. I got these at work today. Last one I ever went on, I boarded with my wife. We get on, she looks at our boarding passes and she goes, we're not sitting next to each other. And I go, okay. So he goes, you don't want to switch seats? And I go, not really. She said, why not? I said, because we don't have to. She said, what does that mean? I said, well, there's only 2 people that have to sit next to each other and they're up front. We can sit anywhere. And she goes, you're going to ask people to move. And I was like, great. It should be a real treat. So that's always fun, right? You all settled in? You want to stand the fuck up now? Great. So we're both window seats. We need an aisle to move. So I go to the guy sitting next to her, and this guy is old. I don't know how old, but it doesn't look good. All right, he's drooling. He's got rubber where there used to be bone, put it this way. It's his last flight. All right, so after this one, no mas. So I go, excuse me, Gandalf, do you think that you could move so I can sit next to my wife? And he goes, move. Mm-hmm. He goes, you move. Yep, I'll move here. And then you move there. He goes, you can't see a meniscus on the fire. Dream. We're not going to stretch out. I said, well, I won't be able to stretch out as much food building up there. I can't stretch out. I got to sit by the aisle access and stretch it out there. So it'll build up more. And I'd be 7, 8 times more if I sit over there. And I go, are you me, a fucking novel about this? I was trying to figure out, like, where is power the most equal? You know, I think it's a parking lot. Just hear me out. It doesn't matter what you drive. If you drive something, that parking space is yours. And when you are ready to leave and other people are looking for a place to park, oh, no, don't you love that moment? Like you're walking back to your car from the mall on a Saturday and you're done shopping and you see people like, ha, 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 where will I park? And then they see me and they're like, hey, I'll be like, I don't know. Maybe I like to give them false hope. Do you ever do that? Like, I know they're waiting for the brake light. Well, first they have their blinker on. Like, that's an official desk, my blinkers. That's just mine. You're like, okay, are the U.S. Marshals going to back you up on this shit right now? But they want your brake light to appear because that means you're starting the car. So I'll do this. I'll just hit my brake and release it. You feel the tension rising. You're like, this is exciting. And then they snap and they're like, what the fuck are you doing? And that's when I go, I'm eating an In-N-Out. I'm going to have this burger now. Probably going to take, I don't know. But then as soon as they drive by, I'm like, nah, I'll eat it later. I'm going to go ahead and take. Your friends was over at my house. I'm downstairs. We playing. We having a good time. My mom come downstairs. She said, hey, I told you to keep it down. You don't run this house. I do. Okay. With that being said, that's it. You're done. Go to bed. Smack me. Sit me up to my room now. You know, when you get smacked when you're a kid, you get hyped when you get by yourself. You're going to smack me, bitch, in front of my pants. You smacked me in front of me. I was emotional. I was an emotional ass kid. I'm running away. That's it. I packed the bag and everything. You know how many times I packed the bag with a toy? Packed the bag with one toy. I'm out. I'm sick of it. Meaning any man or out to my mom gave me permission to cuss. One time she gave me permission to cuss. I'm in school. I'm being bad. My teacher got mad, said, Kevin, come here. Told me to come to the front of the class, wrote a note, stapled the note to my chest, said, make sure your mother read the note. I get home. My mom read the note. The note said, maybe if you showed your son some more attention at home, he wouldn't act like a fool in school, right? My mom read the note. She said, let me tell you something. You tell her mind her damn business before I come down there, and I'd beat her ass. I said, okay, do you want me to say it like that, or do you want me to take some stuff out? What'd I say? Tell her mind her damn business before I come down there, and I'd beat her ass. I said, no, I heard what you said. I just want to make sure that you know that you're telling me to say the same thing. Kevin, if I tell you again, I'm going to smack about you.
Okay, now I got it.
Okay, I got it. Okay, I got it. No, I got it. No, I got it. All right, I got it. Keep in mind, it's a lot of pressure. All right.
My mom just gave me permission to go to school and cuss my teacher out.
I didn't feel comfortable. Uncomfortable situation. So I wanted to practice. I want to go upstairs. I want to go over my lines. So I'm in the mirror. I'm going over my lines. I'm like, okay, all right. Okay, all right. Okay.
My mom told me to tell you to mind your dumb.
No, that's too loud. That's way too loud. That's not believable. It's too loud. Finally, I go over it. I get it down. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to bed early, get some rest. Because I got a big day ahead of me tomorrow. I don't really mess this up. So I go to bed. I wake up, get dressed, put on my pants, my shirt. I get on the school bus. All my friends see me, they get hyped. Oh, Kevin's on the bus. Everybody look, Kev on the bus. What up, Kev? I was like, yo, no, not today. Yeah. Y'all, I got a lot of stuff in my mind. I can't really have y'all throwing me off. And my friend was like, what you talking about? I said, I can't really get into it. All I can tell y'all is that it's about to go down. He's like, what? I said, look, man, it's about to go down. Just be behind me when I walk in class. He said, all right, cool. I'll walk in class. Miss Green, my teacher, she starts speaking. Everybody, hello, good morning, hello, hello, good morning. She see me. She was like, Kevin. I said, Miss Green. She said, did you let your mother read the note? I said, yes, I did. She said, well, what does your mother say? I took a deep breath. I looked at my friends. I was like, it's about to go down. I said, well, my mom told me to tell you to mind your damn motherfucking business, bitch. Little stupid bitch. Little dumb teaching bitch. 2+2, not knowing what the fuck it is, bitch. Cross-eyed, crying down your back. Fat foot ass bitch. Long-titted, no nipple having ass bitch. Shit, that was crazy. My friends was in the background. It was like, oh, so you said she ain't had no nipples. I got suspended. I got suspended in an ass whooping. My mom beat the shit out of me when I got home. I told you to say 2 cuss words. You said 76 of them. I thought I was Samuel L. Jackson. I'm sick and tired of these motherfuckers teaching this motherfucker school. I had a trench coat on. I flapped it. You know, when you flap it, you got to get that ear under it. Everybody in this, I don't give a tooth. Then it dawned on me where she got it from. Because I met her dad earlier that day. Her dad had one of those laughs. I call it the rich white guy laugh. You know what that is? It's a laugh that's followed by an awful joke. The joke doesn't make you laugh, but the laugh eventually makes you laugh. I found out I was a comedian. He kept trying to tell me just Bill. He's like, oh, so you're a comic, right? Okay. All right. Listen, I got a joke for you. You can keep it if you want. I don't mind. All right. You ready? All right. Okay. All right. This is crazy. It's so good. All right. So I'm at the office. I tell this guy, I said to him, what did I say? Wait, what did I say? Wait a minute. All right. I got it. Okay. All right. So I'm at the office, right? I'm at the office and I tell this guy, I said to him, hey, pass me the stapler. But when you pass it, make sure staples are in it. Because if it isn't, I can't staple anything. I didn't want to laugh, but he kept looking right at me while he was doing it. Here's the weird thing you like. You know how people clap when they laugh? Like, you know how he had a clap that he would do with his laugh, but I never knew when it was coming? I couldn't time it. You know how sometimes you can time a clap? I don't know when the clap was coming, so it's hard for me to participate and clap with him because it took too long, right? But he was still looking at me the whole time. He was like, that's like 57 seconds right there. I can't wait 57 seconds a long time ago. Bikes, I get like verbal tics. You know, I don't have Tourette's. I wish I did. It looks fun, but I'll just yell shit. It's like a hook on a catchy song, except it's just stuff that I watch and then bikes. I just yell it, you know, over and over. Only like 2 or 3 in times. But I'm obsessed with the show Scared Straight. If you've never seen it, it's tremendous. Here's what they do in the show. They take kids, middle school and high school, kids that are getting in trouble a lot, and they send them to jail for a day. And the idea is that jail will scare the fuck out of the kid, and then he'll get his life together. And it's Scared Straight. It's tremendous. I'm obsessed with one episode. It aired once in 1999. Here's what's great. It aired uncensored, which is bananas. And in this episode, they did not send the kids to jail like they normally do. Instead, they sent them to a maximum security penitentiary prison. And those prisoners verbally assaulted these kids into crying a lot. And it's the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. First of all, don't feel like too bad for them. These kids are super badass. They're not like spitting spitballs in class instead of fucking stabbing other kids. They're badass kids. Mm-hmm. Okay? And they show up to this thing with attitude. Like they walk in, they're like, what's up? This ain't shit. I run 6th grade. I ain't scared of you, man. Like, can't scare me. And they're greeted by a guy named Crazy Chris. I like Chris's scars on his face, and it's a screen freezes, and it says Chris killed 6 people, and he's doing a double life sentence. Like, this dude is so bad that when he dies and he's reincarnated, that guy's doing life in prison also. So this is a bad motherfucker right here. The kids are like squatting around, and Chris is like, hey, my name's Crazy Chris, and from now on you will see me in your nightmares. And the kids are like, what the fuck? Like, I'm 12. Don't talk to me like that, man. That's crazy. And then he goes, if I ever see you again, I'll take a bite out of each of you. And they're like, all right, we're all reformed now. Thank you very much. So Jesus. But they can't leave. The next guy comes up to him and he goes, hold my pocket. I'll hold my pocket. And he makes kids walk around holding the inside of his pocket. You understand? So he walks. And then they're like, I don't know what you know about prison, but if you're holding on to another dude's pocket, it's going to be a rough day. All right. Not only is this guy making kids holders, but he's talking ridiculous shit to middle schoolers. He's like, I'm going to make you suck my dick for breakfast every morning. The kid's like, I hate breakfast. Funny shit like that. So he's like, I'm gonna mush your motherfucking face. And the kids are like, it's so fucking funny. There's one exchange where this dude, he pulls a kid out of line. The kid's like 13. He weighs, I don't know, 100 pounds. And he has a bowl cut, okay? He has a bowl cut in prison. It's parted in the middle. The prisoner goes, why are you here? And the kid's like, stealing? And he goes, the fuck you took? And the kid goes, bikes. And he goes, bikes. And that's why I yell bikes all the time. You should see me when we drive by a bike store. Holy shit, I'll be a baby. I'll be like, oh. And my wife, she's pretty over it. She'll go like, you get one. I'm like, all right, I'm going to make this shit count. So I'll pull over. I roll down the window and I wait until I see somebody checking out one of the sidewalk displays, like all the bikes out there. And when they find one they really like, and they were like, oh, I like this one, I'll go bikes. They're like, what the fuck? And they're like, what the fuck? And I'll go, stop selling drugs. And I drive up. Inged it while I was so fucking hot. I could feel my heartbeat in my ears. So at some point it just got so hot and she wasn't leaving and she was like a pro. So I finally just got up and I just sort of had my towel cover myself with it. I'm sorry. I think I left my key over. And she goes, oh, I did not see it. The blah, blah. And I go, all right. So then I went back and I sat down. That's what I did. That's right. I sat down. And then she got up and I was like, still, I go like, it's got to be underneath her or something. So I waited for her to leave. I toughed it out. And then I walk over there and I'm feeling around on the fucking seats and shit. And it's just not there. And they have the slats. And I'm like, it probably fell down in between it. I'm going to have to walk out with just my towel and robe on, go back to the front desk, pay the fee and all of this shit. So now I walk out of the sauna. I'm fucking almost passing out. And to my left in my peripheral, I see that woman again, naked at the top of the ladder to go into the ice bath. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I got to get out of here, right? And as I'm walking away, you know, I hear her yelling over to somebody and I'm like, I know if he's not talking to me. And then she just goes, then she switches to English. And she goes, did you find your key? And I kind of half turned but didn't look at her. And I go, no, I didn't. And then she goes, is this it? And I realized that's where I left it. When I scampered up the ladder to go there, I left it at the top. I go, oh, yeah, it is. And then she stays at the top of the ladder and just, you know, kind of hands it. And I walk over and literally her vagina is above me. And I kind of reach up, like looking, but not looking. I just go, Duncan Shane. And it was so fucked up. I didn't even take a shower. I just walked out and I went to the locker room and I went in there and I was like pouring sweat and everyone was looking at me. Like when fighting, he showered off. He's all red like the tomato. Anyways. And then I put my shit back on and there you go. That's my German sauna story. But I do have to tell you this though. If you're completely naked in a sauna, it's even better. It is even better. It's fucking weird. But you only can do it in a place if everybody's naked. Then it isn't weird. It isn't weird. And if you're worried that you're going to get a stiffy because there's a naked woman in there, there's also other naked men in there. So it neutralizes it. Not to mention it's all to shit. Like, I don't think anybody has ever fucked in one of those hot naked, you know, the not naked, the hot yoga class. What do they call that? The Bikram yoga. Like, you can barely survive somebody is the last thing on your mind when you're sitting in like an 80-degree heat. But anyways, that was my sauna story. It was hilarious. I was worried that my junk was going to look too small when I got out of the ice bath. I was worried that I was going to salute the Germans when I was in the sauna if this naked woman walked in, but it didn't. I just felt like a fucking creep. So anyways, and that's why you travel the world, everybody, to get stories like that. I saw this story down in Orange County, right down in Orange County, California. This guy gave helicopter tours for 30 years without incident. Hands the business off to his son, the American dream. I built it up for 30 years. There you go, son. Make the family and the family name proud. All right, Dad. I love you, right? 4 kids, 5 days in, he's supposed to give a tour to a couple. Only the dude shows up. The kid thought it was weird, but he's like, I need the money. I got to give him a tour, right? So he takes this guy up. 10 minutes into the tour, the dude jumped out. Yeah, 5 days in. 5 days in from the balloons and the cake. We love you, son. Keep the family tree going. The traditional life. 5 days later, this kid, he probably barely had the speech down, just sitting there flying the helicopter. All right, if you look out the left side of the aircraft, that's Orange County. There's over 27 miles of beaches. Put your seatbelt back on. 27 miles of beaches was established as a county in 1903. Sir, please don't open the door, sir. What are you doing? Sir, no, don't stop. No. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my God, what the fuck? Air traffic control, I don't know who's on this frequency, but you really need some kind of helicopter. 5 days in, so I read further into the story. Turns out the guy who jumped out, he was 61 years old, terminally ill. He was in pain every day. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with him, and he had had enough at that point. That guy immediately became a hero in my world, right? You know what I love about him? Not only did he make the decision, he didn't go out like some pussy, right? Handful of pills, watching a romantic wrapped in an Afghan that Nana made. Fuck, that guy went out like a man. Take me up in a chopper. I'm looking at the land I love, and then I'm jumping out like a superhero. I loved it. Hey, this guy should have been wearing a fucking cape. I can't imagine how elated he must have been on that helicopter ride up after finally, just taking back control of his life. Like, in disease, I decide, ripping tubes out, gets a burger, shotguns, a beer, take me up in the chop. He probably had his foot on the dashboard, he's not even listening to this guy giving the tour, right? Over 27 miles of beaches. Put your seat shade back on, establishes a county in 1903. Sir, please don't try to open the door. Incredible. But here's the thing. I left out one small thing. There is one small thing. The guy fucking lived. Yeah. They were out over the ocean, 500 feet up. You'd think that would be enough. So I'm thinking he must have gone in like Greg Louganis. Like, no splash. But witnesses said it looked like a dummy was falling out of the air. So that sounds like a hell of an impact. I think he accidentally did the most epic 500-foot belly flop in the history of jumping out of a helicopter, but that didn't tan what he was trying to do, where his heart was. I still love this guy. I just feel bad for him. Just on the way down, he's got to be thinking 3 more seconds of pain, 2 more seconds. Wow. Oh my God, this is worse. This is way worse. It has a happy ending, though. He later died at the hospital. That's right. So here's to him. God bless him. I hope I have the balls someday. I'm Tom Segura, and I have a new series coming out on Netflix called Bad Thoughts. And Netflix thought it would be a good idea to screen it for some random folks. Come out, me big boy. And so it begins. She loved it. Her mouth is hanging open. Somebody's been so unamused. It's fantastic. Some eyes being covered. Oh my God, this is so disgusting. Completely blown away. Some Oscar-worthy dark that made me squirm. Funny as, is it too much how you like Sam? Where are my married couples at? Who's married in here? Right up front. Anyone married knows you got to always keep them guessing in public. That's when I do it. We're around a bunch of people. The other day, we're in the grocery store, right? And I scream out real loud. We're in the produce section. I go, honey. Yeah. Now, my wife has been with me long enough to know nothing good is coming after honey. So she plays it off like, I don't know this guy. I don't know. I don't have no idea who this guy, everyone else is looking. So I'm like, honey, I'm not going to bail out of this. I'm going to stick it like Mary Lou Retton. Honey, will you grab her? Honey, finally, she turns around and goes, what? And I say, this time, get a thin cucumber. You've done your job when a man you don't know walks past you and goes, you just made my day. And of course, and look, I got 2 little girls. So if I ever sound misogynistic, realize it's coming from a point of awakening. Of course, there was a woman there that didn't get the joke. Didn't appreciate the joke, didn't get it. I don't know. She just gets in my face and goes, excuse you, sir. That was inappropriate. Yeah. And she stands there like she's waiting for a rebuttal. She's not going to fade me. I've stared her back in her face. I say, excuse me, how about you get your mind out of the gut? I'm putting it in her ass, not mine. We're Christians, and I walk away. I don't know how we got on this fucking topic. We're talking, oh, I know. A story I was going to tell, but I think we're going to skip it. I like this. This feels like a storytelling room right now. Maybe I'll slow it. You guys leaving or coming or sitting? Is it just toll taps? You guys in trouble? It's not how funny you are. Hold on. We're going to tell. We'll tell a joke, and you tell me if you like this one. Because this is what it's... Go after this. Okay. How does someone become an abortion doctor? Is there really someone in med school thinking, well, I want to work with kids, but if you like that, come on in. If you didn't like it, I appreciate your sense of... So listen, I want to just say this real quick from my heart. I love this stuff. I love all the helium clubs, but the Louis is one of my favorite, and I want you to support great comedy. 3 of my really good friends are coming out, and I just want to tell you so you can write down your calendars. Brian Callen, come check him out. They've got flyers on the table. Tony Hinchcliffe himself. And my best friend is going through some stuff called today. It's been a really rough day. He has, it's arthritis of the jaw. It's like real severe, and it's from his overeating. He has, apparently it's like a big competitive eater problem. And the doctors have said he eats so quickly in such copious amounts that they wired his jaw shut to stop him from himself. Really? Jesus? It's horrible. And he's comedian, so he can't work for like 2. And I mean, he's got to eat through a straw, and the tight boots he eat are really hard to grind up. So, and he'll be here in July. He'll live in St. Louis. So do me a favor. It'll be the first time he gets his wires off. His name is Tom Segura. So let's just real quick. I love him to death. So let's make a toast to Thomas Segura. I'll tell you on a grand scale who's helping nobody lose weight. Starbucks. This is true. They have a national training campaign to try to trick you into ordering food. And this is why they know you're going to order a beverage. So they try to lead you into food, pull into any Starbucks drive-thru, and now they greet you. They say, welcome to Starbucks. What can we get started for you to eat today? And you're like, wait, what? I just wanted coffee. And they're like, no shit, what else do you want? So then you're like, I don't know, sausage. Like, what do you have? I don't respect that. I like he's shamed, straight up and honest. And nobody does that better than the West Coast burger chain In-N-Out. And if you've never been In-N-Out, get your fucking life together and go. And I want you to simply so you can experience the most shameful and honest question in all of fast food. Because you pull up and go, have a double fries and a Coke. And they go, will you be eating in the car? Yeah, I think so. They go, I bet you will, you fat fucking pile of garbage. I was in London, Canada. They had one. And doesn't that kind of bother you a little bit? Like when a barely city is like, let's just name it after an awesome city. And they have the nerve to ask you, like, how do you like London, the real one, or this turd you put in a dress? Because, like, the fucking balls on Paris, Tennessee, to name their city Paris. And then they built a mini Eiffel Tower. Like, you're going to walk around confused, like, well, bonjour. I don't even know where I'm at. And can I get me a croissant? Fuck Paris, Tennessee. I can remember the first time we ever talked about weed because it was Christmas Day. That's why it stood out. I was 11 years old. My sister brought it up. She was like, I want to smoke weed. And my dad goes, you want to know what I think of marijuana? And I was genuinely curious. I go, what, Dad? He goes, I was at a party one time and somebody pulled out a marijuana cigarette. And I said, I'm out of here. And I was like, cool story, nerd. You got any other ones? And he goes, well, yeah, one time I was in Vietnam and some Viet Cong tried to sell my Marines marijuana. So I found him and I picked him up by his throat and I threw him on the ground and I put my M16 in his face. And I said, if you ever come here again, I'll fucking kill you. And I go, do you have any stories in between those 2 stories? Jesus, it's Christmas, bro. Goddamn. I'm not making fun of you if you're religious.
Any.
I think that's great. Any faith, Christian, Muslim, Jew. What if you're a Scientologist? You can go fuck yourself. But yeah, because it's not old. It's got to be old. I think it's fair to say there's sometimes I don't want to hear about it, you know? You know, like working out, getting high. That's a bummer, right? Like when there's pills and cash and tits out. And someone's like, have you thought about accepting the Lord into your life? And you're like, a mind to make bad decisions. Why are you doing this to me? Then pre-sex, that is the worst. During sex, salam alaikum. Anything goes. But pre-sex, like right before, and the girl's like, what if God's watching us? And you're like, what? What if God is watching us? Of course he's watching us. He sees everything. And this is hands down his favorite. Yeah, I bought weed from a dude in a standalone trailer one time. Not a trailer park, a solo trailer. The most terrifying housing situation that exists. Like where other trailer people are like, get out of here, they kick him out. I just walk up to that 15. This dude's like, you trying to get a sack? I was like, oh yeah. So he goes, we could go do that. I was like, all right, cool. He goes, we just need to go get it. I was like, you don't fucking have it. Isn't that your sole responsibility? So I tried to play cool. I was like, all right, let's go get it. He goes, I'll go get it. You stay here and watch my place. And I was like, okay. And he goes, there's a 37 and a shotgun on my bed. Anybody comes in here, blast them inside. Paralysis. But what I said was, that's what's up. Like, yeah, man. Thank you, gentlemen. Very cat shore. Well, this is the hammering. The thing that was like the hammering home. Like you're like one of the best stand-up like 5-10 minute sets I've ever seen. Have you ever seen Bernie Mac when he came out and I'm scared of you. Yeah, hit that and then boom, 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 boom. Yeah. I ain't scared of you. You don't scare me. What Patrice told me about that. What Patrice told me that was like to watch that. Well, no, he just told me about it for years. Because we came up in the 90s before, like, I didn't, it was just a bunch of computer nerds, I don't know, playing ping pong. I don't know what the fuck it was at that point. Yeah, and sports lines, but it couldn't, there's no you. YouTube was still 10 years away. So he told me about that, and it was basically saying the same kind of thing that a bunch of guys were getting booed off stage. And Hamburger Jones was the one before him, I think. Is that his last name? Hamburger, yeah. So he told me that he came out and was like, you don't scare me in New York. I'm not afraid of you and all that type of stuff. And so that's the thing, like, but that's why, like, I get undue credit for the Philly thing. It's just like the Philly thing happened right when YouTube happened. So there was somebody there to document it. Where like Bernie Mac, rest of his soul, had already done it. No. So it's the thing that I pulled from both of them was you had the I ain't scared of you motherfuckers in that fucking 7 minute set when you did that. That's the part where you get chills. You go like at one point you're saying it as in this is I got 10 more minutes. Like, oh fuck. And then at one point you're like, you're almost reveling in the fact that I have 7 more minutes to make fun of you. Like it's the same. I was never reveling. It might look like I was, but I wasn't fucking. I had a fucking headache at the end of it. And I was like, 2 days afterwards, I was locked. Do you ever hear like when they say somebody has his death grip? Yeah. You know, like I remember hearing this hilarious story. Remember watching this, my mother. We were laughing our asses off. The way this guy described these 2 guys are flying like a Cessna and they hear this rattle in the back and it's the fucking door in the back. One of those old school doors that you it like this. You open it. No, stairs are also on the door. Those. Yeah, they flipped down. So he went to go shut it. Fucking thing flew open. So the pilot's up there like, oh my God, my friend just got sucked out of the plane. And then he's also thinking, how am I going to land this fucking thing? Because the door hangs down lower. It hangs down lower than the wheels. Yeah. So long story short, he fucking lands the damn thing. And he's wiping tears away. And he fucking gets to the back stairs. And there's his buddy, feet still in the plane, head down at the bottom of the stairs, holding on to the banister thing. And he's talking to him. And the guy's not saying. So he had to step over him, and the paramedics got there and they had to talk to him for 20 minutes because he had a death grip. It's just like your body overrides whatever that is that makes your muscles tired. Don't let go, motherfucker. And like he was there for like 45 minutes. My mother, we were crying and they didn't tell as colorful as I. This is how funny my family is. All they just said was, yeah, it took us a half hour to get him to let go of the stairs because he had what's known as the death grip, and we just you just saw the whole thing just roaring. You saw the pilot standing there like, Jerry, it's okay now, Jerry. And fucking still mentally at 30,000 minutes or whatever. I guess you couldn't be that high. You wouldn't be able to breathe. But so anyways, I had like a mental version. Like I was walking around New York and I was looking at people and just thinking insults. And I'm not joking. But it took me it was mentally traumatic. It was not funny.
No, dude, I had a headache.
This episode was brought to you by The Machine and Bernard. Why do they know him as Bernie? Bernard is running for president. Bernard is running the president of what? The Band-Aid on Forehead Society? No. He's running for president of the United States. Bernard? Yeah, our Bernard. Why don't you just vote for him? Oh, hello, no. We knew that. We go back with Bernard. We go back with Bernie Sanders to our days in Vermont. You know, we were known as a political action group. We were known as the Burlington 3-0. And we were responsible for the bombing of the original Burlington Coat Factory. But now it's still, I still deal with him because I'm very involved in the Occupy Walgreens movement. Okay. Yes, I hate the 1%. I love whole milk. Oh boy. I'm sick of these right-wingers, though. Let me say something that no one else is saying. Please do. I'm sick of these right-wingers. And the only one I would vote for is Dick Cruz. I like him. Because his face looks like the whole movie. Dick Tracy pushed together. You were out there. You were so funny at the white. Thank you guys. That's very kind. You were being humorous, and what I love the joke where you attacked Vin Trump, right? And then I remember, you made fun of him. And then you got a Tim, and then he waited 6 years. Yeah. And now he's running for president, and he is just a McDonald's burp away from destroying the fair. So that was you, dude. That was you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. You're like the guy that didn't buy Hitler's painting. So he was like, okay, I'll try plan B, Dad. I was so exciting. I was watching the Emmys, and you won the Emmy for this wonderful special that I was lucky enough to see at Radio City. How was that night? I was totally, totally surprised. It was amazing and extremely flattering, but I was just shocked to win. I've, been before, and sometimes it's not fun. So I was sitting there like, why do we do this every year? Why do we come to this? And then they said my name, and I was like, oh, this is true love. I was very happy because it cut to you, and Dan Levy, who is a dear friend of yours, was your day for the night. World's funniest comedian Dan Levy was my day for the next, and I'm lucky enough to know him as well. And it was really a genuine moment of friendship from Dan when you won. And there he is next to you. Oh, yes. There's also our friend Michelle Wolf, who's genuinely happy for you. Look at Dan and I. That is like the typical, like, Catholic and Jew hearing good news. And like, wow. And I'm like, okay, don't get too proud. Like, you're about to do what is my dream tour? You're going to Europe to do stand-up in Europe, and you're also going in the winter. Are you one of those Americans that just automatically thinks they're smarter over there? Because you got to go, because everybody American knows, oh my God, the food and the people are so enlightened. You go over there, it's some idiot eating fish and chips, screaming about soccer or whatever. It's like, I know that guy, I've seen that guy, Yeah. Like, everybody's over there in like lab coats figuring stuff out. They're not. Everything's so much older and so much cultured. They still get on social media and trash each other. Are you going to any places? You've obviously toured a lot over there before. Are you going places you've never been? Yeah, this is like a thrash. I'm going through like Eastern Europe, like Estonia. I'm doing Prague, Bosnia. Poland is a big one I wanted to go to. And yeah, so you go in with an expectation. Do you think to yourself, oh, a Bosnian audience will like this part of my act? But you just go in and do exactly what you do. Like, I'm right here. Because you go over there. The first time I did London, like, I was just in my head the whole time. I'd have like a joke coming up about like, and it involved a squirrel. And then in my head, I'd be like, do they have squirrels over here? Did I see a squirrel? Is this going to bomb? And I would be like freaking out. And then I swear to God, you pull back, and then they pull back, and then it just becomes like this staring contest. So I just act like I'm here. I use references, I use slang, and I just go until it bombs. And then I make fun of it that they didn't get it. And then I just go again. But I've gotten some of the funniest. I was in Stockholm, Sweden one time, and I was on stage, and there was some guy, saying, all right, what do I do after this? Where should I go? Blah, 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 blah. And I just hear this guy in the crowd yells out, he goes, come to my house, they'll have a party. I was just like, yeah, I think I'm going to skip that one. I don't think I'm going to meet you anywhere, buddy. But they had a great sense of humor. And I remember when I did Stockholm, Sweden, I came out and I said, hey, it's great to be here in Switzerland. And they all laughed, thinking I was joking. And I just played it off. I was like, oh, I missed that. So anyways, do you feel a bigger rush? Is there something, when you think about all the small rooms you played here and, where you're from, and when you go over to a whole nother country, do you have a rush of like, I can't believe I'm killing in a foreign country in a big crowd? Yeah, definitely. But I always have that thing, you have a job to do. These people paid for a sitter. They're coming out in that thing. And I'm always trying to get like better. But there's definitely, I'm starting to add some shows over there, and it's just like, it's YouTube, it's Netflix. Like, your stuff can just go international. And, I definitely feel blessed that I can go to these places, make a little bit of money, and yeah, meet all these kids. Can you enjoy yourself the day of, like, if obviously you're going city to city, so you don't have a lot of time. If you have a show at night in Og, can you go out and enjoy a day in Prague, or are you in your head about the fact you got a show? Probably not, because this is my first time there. The first time there is always just, you go there like, an animal sleeping on a futon and all that. Then you build a following. Then I can bring my wife. She shows up once, all the land's been cleared, all the hard work's done, I want to go. This seems like fun. I didn't bring her. She'd probably buy some stupid antique over there, and I got to figure out how to bring it halfway across the world. But I like it. Yeah, you break even on the whole try because he got an old piano. The word that's going to kill me earlier is going to be why. That's what my wife always does. Do you like this? Nah, I don't like it. It's a piece of, don't get it. And then she's always just like, why? But I like it. And then it's just like, all right, buy it. No, but I want you to like it too. And it's just like, there's just no winning, but you're a licensed helicopter pilot. Yes, I am. This is true. How long has this been the case? I get it. 2014 or 2015. I can't remember. What made you want to become a licensed helicopter pilot? Conspiracy theory and living in Los Angeles. What is the conspiracy theory that led you to it? Well, I'm not into like, people think of you into conspiracy theory. They just automatically think that you think there's lizard people and shapeshifters and, you have this aluminum hat on. No, I just sort of read up on the banking system and I'm like, this is kind of a giant Ponzi scheme. And, I was living in LA and I was just looking at it and it's like, you can't get out of this city even when it works. Like, what if I ever hit the fan? How do I get out of here? And it just seemed like up and out was the only way to do it. So yeah, no. So then think, like, yeah, but then I always watched Magnum PI and always liked TC and he flew that Huey 500, which I thought was cool. And so then, and I'm also sort of a closet gearhead where I don't know a lot of stuff, but I watch videos of people repairing engines and I just really got into it. Next thing you know, I'm flying around in those things. I guess my question would be though, based on your escape plan, do you have your own helicopter? No, there's a lot of holes in it. Also, this is not enough for your family. I know, but I can only afford to. I just rent those things, man. It's just like, yeah, that's the thing. There's another thing too. Whenever you watch like a zombie movie and some guy comes running up to like a plane, helicopter, I should say, and just starts it up like he's getting in like a Corvette and just drives away. That's not how it works. You got to warm the whole thing up. You'd have to kill half the zombies by the time you went through your pre-flight just to get up and out of there. So I didn't know that. So I went ahead and I did it. And I will tell you, it's one of the big accomplishments in my life because I was terrible in school. But that was something that I wasn't worried about learning how to fly it. It was the ground school and all the rules you had to know. So, but I was so interested and it was so fascinating. I was actually able to do it. So, well, congratulations on that. Thank you. Congrats on the show. Have a great trip to Europe, man. Duh. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to see you. Great. We finally did this. Bill Burr, everybody. He is. I'll tell you exactly how stupid she is. If you spend too much time with her, you start getting stupid.
Does that make sense?
We took a family trip this summer. First morning, we all sit down for breakfast. Isla shows up 5 minutes late, sits at the table, looks at me and goes, "Hey, big boy, what did you think about those dreams last night, huh?" And we're all looking at each other going, she thinks we have the same dreams. She's 12. For 12 years, she thought we all got the same dreams programmed every night, that everyone got the same sex. Like it's must-see TV. But then I'm sitting across from her going, I had 2 dreams about this kid last night. What if she cracked the code? I lean across the table. I go, "Hey, did you have a dream that I was locked in a trunk?" My wife goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" We don't have the same dreams. A slaw kicks me under the table. She goes, "I'll talk to you after breakfast." That afternoon, we're going snorkeling, right? We're out on the boat, and I'm watching Isla look off the side of the boat at the horizon. It looks beautiful. Great moment as a parent to say, "Hey, baby girl, what are you thinking about?" Your kid turns around, dream scenario. "Hey, dad, thanks." I go, "Hey, baby girl, what are you thinking about?" She turns around and goes, "We should get tattoos." I go, "We're not getting tattoos." She goes, "No, dad, if we all got the same one, we'd never regret it." I go, "You're 12, Ezra. What tattoo would you want?" She goes, "What's it called when you cover your arm?" I go, "You want a fucking sleeve? You want to sleep? You want to be the only 8th grader walking into homeroom like it's a jiu-jitsu tournament? What do you want sleeved on your arm?" Ezra. He goes, "A wolf?" "Yeah, dad." His head would start up here. His body would come by my elbow and his tail would come out to my fingertip. That way you'd know if I was happy because I'd be wagging my finger. She's turned my daughters into bullies.
Yeah.
We were watching a documentary the other night, documentary on Gandhi. All I said was, I don't get the whole hunger strike thing. My daughter Georgia looks me up and down and goes, "No, they don't call me dad. They have nicknames for me like Chunk or Fetus. They call me Fetus. They had a nickname. They were calling me behind my back for 2 years. We're at dinner one night. Leanne sends a text. Both the girls giggle. "Oh, good one, Mom." So what is it? They said, you wouldn't get it. I said, I'm the funniest motherfucker at this table. My comedy's paying for this dinner. And those teeth running by me, I was like, I don't think you'd find it funny. So I go to the bathroom and I come back quick. I look over Slow's shoulder. She's slow. What I see is a series of pictures of me, and the chat thread is titled Baby Walrus. My stomach drops. I sit down at the table. I go, what the fuck is Baby Walrus? They freeze. They're like, oh, it's not what's Baby Walrus? Walrus. It's who's Baby Walrus? And I said, who the fuck is Baby Walrus? He's like, I think you know who Baby Walrus is. Georgie goes, calm down, Dad. It's just Mom thinks when you put on fancy clothes, you look like a baby walrus who's trying to escape from the zoo. I looked at Leanna. She goes, and calm down. You actually behave like a baby walrus. I said, no, I don't. And then the waitress came over and she goes, double Tito's and soda, big glass, no lime. I didn't even think I did it. I went. Paula pulls out her phone. Baby walrus loves vodka. Click, click. Like a boss. I keep forgetting this show. I started to watch. I watched the first 3 episodes and I absolutely loved it. And I tweeted about, was a cartoon from Japan. I guess they're called anime, which I did know that, but I didn't realize it was such a divisive thing to say that you liked a show that was anime. I feel like is anime like the emo of cartoons? Like I tweeted that I like this show called One Punch Man. All right. And responses that I got, dude, are you drunk? Oh my God, you're into anime. And then other people just like, this is like the greatest day ever. I just like the show. And I've watched enough of the same type of shit. And I was scrolling through and I was like, what the fuck is this show? And I looked and it had 5 stars, 4.5, 5 stars, which is why I really hope Netflix doesn't go to thumbs up, thumbs down, like I said, because it's so fucking, you know, stubbing your toe, thumbs down, Adolf Hitler, thumbs down. I mean, the thumbs down is this. There's a big gap between Hitler and, you know, stubbing your fucking toe. Anyway, so I put this thing on, and what I loved about the show, aside from the fact that I really thought it was funny that you actually kind of got like a sense of what young people feel like in Japan, as far as their view of going into the corporate world was very similar to the empty feeling, unless you're a fucking sociopath over here. I find like a very like common thread to that, and to basically give you the overall thing, the superhero in it. He's not a soup. He doesn't want to be a superhero. When I'm out fighting monsters, I never feel as if my heart's really in it anymore. I mean, I just did a hero thing as a hobby, all right? And he fucking trained really hard because he wanted to be the strongest guy in the world. And in his training, he lost all his hair, which is hilarious. And he's really self-conscious about it. But he ended up developing like this punch. And no matter what monster he runs into, he doesn't give a shit whether they kill him. He's just completely devoid of any like passion or emotion. It's just like, what happens to you when you get shoved into a fucking cubicle? And he's got this one punch, and he just can punch so hard that no matter how badass the monster is, he gives the M1. Somebody said they should have called the show the right there, Fred. And he gives him the bam in the face, as Eddie Murphy says, in the face. Yes, yes, in his face. In his face, yes, in the face. And their head explodes, and the monsters that he fights, you also get more of an insight into where people's heads are at in Japan. And it was like, you know, one of the monsters he fought with some giant virus sent here by the earth to get rid of all the humans because of what we've done to the planet. So there was an environmental thing then. My favorite one was this guy who was Crab Man. Dave. He was half like up top. He was all crab, and then the bottom, he was half a guy, and he was in. But the bottom half, he's in his bare feet and tidy whities. Bet you're a new businessman already hating the daily grind. I ate too much crab and turned into this crabland tea. You should be crapping in your pants right now. Why aren't you running? And the guy's like, oh, I ate so much crab meat that I became a fucking crab. And to me, he represented the upper 1% corporate guys. You get, you know, on some power lunch, just eating all the sushi and just take, nothing spiritual about him. So he gave him the old right there, Fred. And then he fought this fucking lady. And she had command of all the mosquitoes. And she'd set the mosquitoes on everybody, suck all the blood out of you and all your energy, and then it would make her stronger. And to me, it's like, oh, this is a gold-gugging, blood-sucking whore, right? Come on. That wasn't nearly enough blood to satisfy my needs. And I go get some more from me. And then once she got to do it to all the animals and everybody there, she didn't need the mosquitoes anymore. She told all the mosquitoes to go fuck themselves. And I'm like, Slash, this is also somebody who becomes successful and forgets where they come from. And they look at everybody where they used to be as like a bunch of fucking peons, a bunch of little insignificant little mosquitoes. I no longer need my tiny little helpers. I mean, just look at how strong I've become, right? It's a lot of levels to it. You can just get fucking high and watch this bad-headed dude fucking punch half a crab in the head and watch it explode. I enjoyed it. Keep it up for me. The money comes in, the parade comes to town. Going down Broadway is a one-way street, whichever way I go. Die, 2, 3. You don't do it for guys. You do it for yourself. Well, on occasion, I mean, for the most part, I do. I'm doing this for myself. What does it feel like? It's a pretty extreme, like pretty rough. It's rough, but then it's over. Like a needle, like you anticipate, and then it's like it's over. Now, styles, like you were saying you have the soul spot, right? Yeah, just a little bit, a Playboy, like a bunny. No, it's just like a little strip. That's what you have too. This is a really good place to meet text guys. Guys in America, this is a bitch. Go in and say, yeah, I get waxed. But, it's just basically I like to clean it up. I like to be clean down there for girls, and like, because I care about you, I don't want you to have to gaggle and be careful. Let's go for a second. Are you having any last minute thoughts? Most definitely. You're a little bit scared. Most definitely. I'm extremely scared. Are you thinking about turning and walking out the door? Yeah. If the camera crew wasn't here, I would be gone already. Girls love being mothering and nurturing. And you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. And I'm going to flirt with me out there. This is great. Now, of course, I have to get my in order to meet these girls. Yes, I am. Let's go. If you drop your drawers and lay face up on the table.
Yeah.
Give me a little towel to cover myself. I'll give you a little towel to cover myself big. These are all part of the things you're going to ask your woman to do. You're going to say, I want your masks clean. It's not the pain. She's got to deal with this trauma right here. And this is trauma sitting. Like getting naked in front of someone is very traumatic. All right. So we're going to just clean up the fight, this camera. Let's do this. You ready? Can we shut the door if someone walks by and sees me on all fours? Absolutely. There you go. That one's going to hurt it on your one. 2 gentlemen can probably get a little lock because it was the first time his hair grows up. So we had to put the wax up and we're going to pull down. Cindy was so like, I don't know, like a very like mothering sense of humor, like kind of this is going to be fine. This is going to be fine when she counts down. Okay, you ready? 2, 3, 3. It's as soon as it's then off. Yeah, what girls have to go through for you guys all the time, every day from 6 in the morning till 10 at night when they're lined up giving this kind of view for you guys. And you guys love my girlfriends. I don't have one now, but next one I'm going to love. And, this should always be in the budget. We're done. You are done, honey. Now we got to wax your winker over on hands and knees. Let's roll it over just right now, huh? Yeah, are you going to go down on your hands and knees? How many strips do you think we're going to pro? I'd say no more than 4. I've never been like this in my life, naked around 4 people. When I put that wax on and you rear up again, squeeze your road cheeks together and I'll never get in there. Now you've done this to Sandra Bullock, right? I have done this to Sandra Bullock. She was sitting there just like this, like I am. She was a little bit more ladylike than you're being, but she was, whoa, that's warm. Eye open, take a cup of coffee, pouring the balls. Here we go. It's on there. It's on there. It's going. I've done 1,000 of these. I know it. I know what I'm doing. You're in good hands, baby. 1, 2. Oh, honey. She is so lightly haired. She doesn't even really need to come here, but she's so big on her. I know what this is like maintenance of a whiner, isn't it? At first, I was like a little nervous here. That's me. You're touching me nuts, honey, like that. You're just getting hair by the end. I'm like, just move my package wherever you need it. Slide it over the side. Get it out of there. Oh, there is something wobble about this thing. Because they were getting like all 4 positions, like with their ass showing with something. Like you never show that to anyone like that. It's very enlightening. At your butt, you have to. My butt was sticking together.
Oh, no.
It's because you stood up, Sparkle Cream. There we go. You've done it. Am I totally done? You like cooked. I need a hug. It was a really good sport. It was a lot of fun. But now, you know what? You guys in all seriously, see what we girls go through for you. That is ridiculous. I'm never going to. It's beautiful, but that's what all, it gives a visual illusion of length to a girl's legs, and it's wonderful. And guys, it's really clean and hygienic. There's a purpose to waxing, and it's really nice. As for the experience of waxing, thank you, Cindy, so much for helping me welcome through this traumatic experience for myself. You're very welcome. And I pulled a couple extra for you girls, too. The kids, ACDC, I raise them right. Great, I raise them right. And what's my favorite thing ever is my son. Not only does he love AC/DC, he dresses up like him. I got him a guitar and he like watches the videos. He can do like his, his Chuck Berry thing. And one of my favorite moments, I was laying in bed with my wife and my son woke up early when he was 3 and he started singing Sin City. First song, second side, Power Range. He's 3 years old. He was down. This little voice, dun, 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 dun. And I look at my wife, doesn't know the song. I'm like, he's singing Sin City. I love this kid. You also have a fantastic Hulu special, came out recently, Drop Dead Years. Can you explain the title to us? Oh, it was just something, being 56, these are like the years where it's a weird age. As a man, you're too young to die of natural causes, but you're right in the sweet spot of dropping dead, right? So dropping dead is like this uniquely male phenomenon. Like guys drop dead all the time. Women, go to your Pilates class and see women clutching their chests or whatever for some reason. It's weird because there's just as many out of shape women, but they don't seem to have heart attacks. I don't know what it is. They cry out their emotions.
Mm.
Yeah, but we have a steak and some French fries for a couple of decades, and next thing you know, we're falling out of a golf cart, and that's it. There's no defibrillator to bring you back. They should have a defibrillator at the turn of every golf course. Instead, they just give you more stuff to have a heart attack, which is what's amazing about golf. So many people take up golf because their doctor says you have to start walking. You're a ticking time bomb. And then what do? They get a golf cart and they're smoking cigars and just we're idiots. Corned beef sandwich? This is not enough.
Meh.
Trying to get out of the way of your man boobs while you're swinging there. Something I wanted to ask you about. So fellow Red Sox fans, New York Yankees broke out these new torpedo bats. Oh, aren't those cool? Yeah. What do you think? What is your take? Fair play. I love it.
They should do stuff like that.
They should turn it into golf. If you just like, if you suck at golf, like you don't have to get better at it. Then if you're like a podiatrist and you're slicing, they just design a golf club to make it go straight. The Yankees should go up with those big red plastic bats that you teach a 3-year-old with. I don't know. It just seems as a Patriots fan, they're weighing our footballs and these guys are going, hey, that part of the bat you're not supposed to hit it with? Let's make it the sweet spot also. So I don't know. Listen, they're just a $25 million team that could, they're trying. I will say it's funny to watch them not even remotely spend as much money as the Dodgers, and watching them completely outspend them is really a funny thing. To just, as a fly in the wall, watching these two cities battling each other. New York, everything's big. We spend the most money, and then LA's like, no, you don't. We're spending more than you are.
Yeah.
I love your intense accent work that you've developed about. I know California, New York, while wearing a pink sweater, what's his face? I always do something to give the trolls something to talk about. So there's going to be a bunch of, he's wearing pink now on this liberal show. What is this? Some woke? What's funny is white liberals are the ones that gave the definition of woke to whites on the right. So they don't, no white people really understand, it seems, what that word really meant when they took it from black people. So people on the right just think it means an insufferable, self-involved liberal douche. And they're not wrong if they're talking about a white person, right? Run around crying about their pronouns is like the sun is like lighting the planet on fire. Faith, look how scared you are about pronouns. It's unbelievable. They're like, when you talk about pronouns, well, if the rest of the world doesn't want to take our food because they see what we look like, they don't want our beautiful chicken, they don't want our beautiful beef. Yeah, why is that? Why would you? It is just always the best way. Go to Europe, and if you can, and eat a tomato and see what it really is supposed to taste like. Well, this is a tomato. Oh, that's got to be on that mic. Hey, everybody. Comedian Bert Kreischer here. And my new show, The Cabin with Bert Kreischer, is premiering on Netflix. And I thought a great way to kick off the premiere is to sit with my bestie, Tom Segura, and take an old trip down memory lane about our episode, which he was very nervous about when we were shooting.
Yeah.
Because of how you pitched it. You're like, I'm just going to be in the woods. Will you come see me? Like, what? That was it. So we're going to look at some clips and we'll talk about the show. You're going to fucking love this. What is that? This is our dinner. That's dinner. That's dinner. Yeah. It's about body. Lean, protein, clean body. Ah, fucking shit. Fuck you. Holy shit. The emu.
I didn't know it was going to be that real.
I don't think I've seen a dead animal up close immediately after it died. And also it was stuffed into a cooler. It wasn't like the right size. It was like finding a body in a trunk. Exactly what it was like, but it was like finding a 400-pound man's body in the trunk of a beetle. The animal was enormous. and it was just like stuffed in, like they just killed it, and they're like, no one can know. They just stuffed it in there. Yeah, it was startling to see. Man, look at the feet. You just throw the feet. Oh, I missed those. Yeah, yeah. That it stood out first. The fucking pterodactyl claw sticking out of the cooler. I knew we were getting an emu. I didn't know we were getting an emu. Yeah. It's like when you go, hey, I want to get married and have kids, but you don't really know what that means, right? And then you're like, oh, I'm not leaving the house now for 6 years. I'm going to be raising children. I'll be paying for this for the next 30. Exactly. Oh, God. I'm having sex with the same woman for the rest of my life. That's not what you know is going to happen. I remember you saying, like, I don't think I can do this. Yeah. Oh, I know. I thought I would definitely be able to do this. And it's amazing how quickly you jumped in and did it. Yeah. Yeah. And then we had our butcher friend, Tiny, or Sweets or something. Sweets. Yeah, Sweets, who was like, you did a really good job with this. You know, fucked it up. Yeah, did we? Yeah, it was cool to butcher something with a chainsaw, so I'm an emotional wreck. Okay, let's tune you up. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just swipe over your auric field and cut any energetic chords. How hot was the Crystal Cleanse? Crystal Cleanser was an Oak show, and she just sat with 3 degenerates who were drunk and smoking weed all fucking day. He has a lot of repressed sexual desires, you know?
Oh my gosh, I'm married.
He's repressed. Like all of us were married. We want to tie our wives up and spit on their feet, drag them through the house. But now they're married, so you can't do those sexual things no more. He would make me laugh so hard on his commentary. He's like, you don't understand. We're married. We just want to like tie somebody up. Come on, the forehead and like saying crazy shit. And I could see in her face, she kept being like, okay. But like, she had no idea. That was the hardest I've ever laughed. Yeah, that was the hardest. I was crying. Do you remember? I was watching her too. And she was handling it so well. And we were like, are we going to even be in this episode, or is this going to be Joey monologuing? So what I thought it was, because his monologues were the funniest. And you can't tell if he's being serious or if he's joking. I was raised by a single mom. My mom would play cards with these women on Tuesday nights, and they would talk about their husbands falling asleep, eating their pussies and shit. And I'd be like 5, playing with like G.I. Joe, going, who falls asleep eating a pussy? I didn't even know what a pussy was. You know what he told me? He does what he's got, I guess, like a fungus toenail. And he'll shave the fungus and smoke it to see if he can make him. Hi, it's a great pivot. Fucking Jesus, Estoba. Miss Clark, Suave, Mediano, El Fuerte. I thought what we'd do is we'd roll 3 regular cigars and then 1 mega joint. Perfect. Ask him if we can roll them now, but can we smoke them now? All right. Hold on. Hey, can we roll them now, but then smoke them now? Wait, do you speak English? You speak English? No, I'm not coming. You assholes are out here like, I'm a fucking settler showing up going, hey, I want to teach you guys Christianity. Are you Cuban? Are you Cuban? Are you Cuban? I'm Cuban. Oh, he's Pakistani? Yeah, he's fucking Cuban. It was an ounce and marijuana. He looked at it and he was like, I don't normally roll this, but like, how will this do? And then he rolled a perfect blunt, you know? Perfect. It was enormous. It was like, I remember being so high, I thought the trees were talking to me going, don't do anything. People at home live and learn. This is what you should be doing. Not opiates and that other garbage and putting into your body. Oh, my back hurts. Go yourself. Smoke one of these. Your back won't hurt no more. Holy shit. Look at that. This guy's good. That's nice. That's a half fucking ounce, Jack. We're going to see the devil. That was a really fun fucking day. That day was awesome. I didn't expect to have that kind of fun. Really. No. I mean, you know, you guys were figuring out the show. Like, literally, they were like, we're figuring this out today. Like, I don't really know what we're doing. It's similar to you get. So for that to be the sentiment to start the day, and you fast forward to the end of the day when, like, we had done all these crazy things, and it's Crystal and the emu and smoking cigars and smoking the mega blunt and just laughing, like, laughing all day. It was a great day, man. Would you do it again? Yeah, I would do it again. Heartbeat. That's all. That's all we need to know, as we just needed a commitment for season 2. Okay, season 2, green. All right, watch this season of The Cabin streaming right now on Netflix, Sam.